Before we dive into today's episode, don't forget to check us out at bestyearever_pod on Instagram, bestyearever on YouTube and Blue Sky, or send us an email at bestyeareverpod@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to like, comment, rate, and subscribe on all your preferred podcast listening platforms.
All right, let's start this shit.
Hell yeah. Welcome to Best Year Ever, a movie podcast where each week, one movie at a time, we attempt to answer this very important question. Was 1999 the best year ever for movies? I'm your host, Casey Glenn, and with me is my co-host, the cynical, gruff, but also resourceful, Jesus Gonzalez. Hi, Jesus.
Hi, Casey. I like
Which
it.
character do you think I described?
I mean, obviously James Bond. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously not.
Got him. I'm gonna guess Renard. Or Q.
No, neither.
No.
Do you want to take another guess?
Ooh. I mean, it has to be Dame Judi Dench then.
Of course. No. Zukovsky. I gave you the descriptors for Zukovsky.
So Dimitri or whatever, Valentine. Wait,
I don't know.
Is that the,
remember his first. That's Robbie Coltrane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you know what? I'll take it. He almost drowns in a vat of his own caviar.
Yeah, he was the comedic relief for me in this movie.
Not Denise Richards, which is her amazing acting.
I gotta tell you, Jesus, she kind of saved the movie for me because there would be moments where I'd start nodding off a bit. So I'd be like, some of those scenes, like action scenes, go on too long, and then she would say something, and her acting was so bad, it would wake me right back up.
She just needed an accent. If they would have given her an accent, this would have been gold. This would have been amazing.
Would have hidden her terrible acting.
Actually, no, you're right. Because when she spoke Russian, I have a note even that says better acting.
Yeah. It's her intonation and inflection is all over the place.
Yes.
It was terrible. Anyway.
She will not be my worst actor ever, but I know. I have someone in mind because I didn't want to give it to her. It's too easy. Everyone says Sir, because it is, but I wanted to give it to someone else, and I do have someone very specific in mind. But I think we all know that we were talking about The World Is Not Enough, and they actually said the title of the movie in the movie, which is my favorite thing ever.
And I think this is a staple of the James Bond franchise, but it has its own song, which is great.
Well,
other popular songs recently in the past James Bond, era.
Canon.
One is Billie Eilish. And then I can't remember the name of it. And then one that got really popular, Skyfall, which Adele did. I kind of love how holistic of an experience a James Bond movie is. It has its songs that get nominated for Oscar. It's a whole thing. And I love that.
It's a whole thing. Yeah. Before we get too much into the movie and everything, I just want to put this up front that typically James Bond movies are a product of their era, and they kind of pick up trends that are maybe 2 or 3 years too late, and you see them reflected in the James Bond movies. In the first Daniel Craig James Bond, there was a huge parkour scene, and it was just a little bit after the whole parkour on movies kind of thing. So the things like that, I didn't see that in this movie. And I was trying to think about because honestly, if they would pick something here, it would have been something from 1994. And I was trying to think back into the movies of what trends and maybe speed and maybe things like that. But I feel like this movie tried to make a back to roots, grounded James Bond from the 60s movie. This could have been set in the 60s. There wasn't a lot of crazy gadgets. There wasn't a lot of crazy magic technology, except Pierce Brosnan started touching a CRT monitor as a touchscreen. I don't think those worked like that. There was a hologram, but it was kind of just there. But it felt really grounded. I really enjoyed it. I think that's why you felt it to be slow, because I think it felt like it's James Bond from the 60s kind of movie. The next one after this went off the rails. The next one after this, it was pure Y2K panic thing. They went oh, this is what we're doing this now. But this specifically, That Was Not Enough felt like a very grounded James Bond movie.
Okay, so this is where I will kind of push back on you a bit.
Okay, please do.
I think, we've been fucking around with oil for a long time, right? We had the Gulf War happen in 1990 to 1991. So I think they're tied back to like kind of being a little bit like outdated, a little bit behind it. I think it's related to oil. So
that might be, but oil has been a pervasive thing since like forever, especially in that like oil was a thing in the Middle East in the 60s. Like it's been a while. But yeah, no, you're right. Like it after the first Gulf War, but they didn't even mention that much even. And when I say that James Bond picks up things from the era, I'm thinking about zeitgeist cultural things.
Yeah.
Like what was it, Thunderball or whatever in the 80s or like early 80s James Bond movie right after Star Wars, and then for no fucking reason there's a laser fight in space. It's James Bond, like things like dumb things like that. But it felt very like the plot was about Russian or ex-KGB spies, and then it felt like it was about like a nuclear threat and like things like that. I will say this is the first time that I ever thought about like a James Bond doing things early than other movies. The whole submarine thing, and maybe because I should watch Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. I was like, this is the blueprint for Mission Impossible 25 years later.
That's so funny.
It was really good scene. It was a really good sequence. The whole submarine thing. Have you seen Mission Impossible? Do you like those movies?
I have not. I think I've seen one before. Don't know.
They're fine. Yeah, they're fine. They're good. They're cheesy. But the Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, there's a whole scene where Tom Cruise is in a submarine, and let me know if this sounds familiar. He's in a submarine that is sunken, and it rolls around, and Tom Cruise needs to kind of go around the submarine, and then it's sinking, and then it's flooding, and then Tom Cruise has to go out of the submarine and then get into the submarine to get to another place, and then he has to go like so back again. Does this sound familiar?
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough.
I was like, enough. I mean, obviously, Mission Impossible did it slightly, well, not better, but it is more elaborate. But anyway, do you want to do some Letterboxd reviews?
Let's do it.
All right. Our very own Casey Glynn, you give it 3 stars, which I love. I agree. Your review, usually I kind of have a sense of what you mean. This is a little bit baffling. I get it, but I want more context. So your review is man versus nature, man versus society, man versus self, man versus man, man versus helicopter buzz saw. I do like that Chekhov's buzz that we saw earlier in the movie and then came back. But can you expand on the first 4 man versus?
Well, it's like those are always like those are the 4 conflict points in every story, right? Every story is either X, Y, Z, but for James Bond, it's man versus helicopter buzzsaw. Okay, that's his struggle.
Right. Okay. Because I was trying to figure out in this movie how did James Bond fight against nature and like self and all that.
No.
But
I was just he created this movie created a whole nother category of a conflict within a story.
I like it.
Yeah.
This other review, 1.5 star. In retrospect, the world was probably enough.
I like that. That is good.
This other 3 stars. Long-running winner for the best closing line in cinematic history. Fuck yeah. 100% agree.
Yeah.
So good. I will get to that. I have it written down. I fucking love it. This is a very good-looking cast. Like, I feel like the Brosnan years, best good-looking James Bond cast years. Like, he is the best good-looking James Bond.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, there's one that, hold on, let me try to find it. There was one specifically that was super long. Okay, so usually I try to find pretty short reviews, and that are funny, quippy. But I found this that it's 8 sentences long. So buckle up, because it's a 1-star review.
Hell yeah.
This is by Quinton. He did this review in September 27, 2021. 6 years ago, a friend told me that she doesn't wear striped clothes because stripes make people look bigger because of the design. I looked it up on the internet and was blown away by this fact being true. Who knew that wearing a striped shirt gives you illusion of looking bigger? So I pretty quickly came up with the genius invention crotch painting, which is a pair of jeans with a striped pattern over your crotch to give the illusion that you have a massive package. I have thrown this invention out to a few people and they never seem impressed, but mark my words, in the next 20 years, this will be a thing. How does this connect to James Bond? Thank you for asking. I want to discuss the character Q. He appears in every James Bond film as a gadget guy that thinks of new invention for James Bond to use in every single film. No Time to Die is the final Craig film, and people are focused on who the next iteration of James Bond is. People are focused on the wrong casting choice. Fuck James Bond. Who cares what the next James Bond actor is when we have a more important discussion on our hand? Who will be the next Q? I will humbly volunteer myself, as I have mentioned before. I have vast knowledge of invention. I can already relate to the character of Q. Desmond Llewellyn portrayed Q in this film. Did he invent striped crotch pants? Hell no. I am the perfect casting choice, and I think I'm the best candidate for this job. Not to mention, my name is fucking Q. Come on, guys. This character is basically me. I don't even need to act. I can just show up on the set and deliver a hell of a performance. MGM, are you reading this review? Cast me, you cowards. I'm the only one who can emotionally and physically embody this powerful performance in the next stage of Bond. This didn't have anything to do with this film specifically, but I was bored as hell watching this piece of shit, so I imagine how much cooler it will be have been if I was playing Q. So yeah, cast me, MGM.
You could have told me that you wrote that review and I would believe you.
Honestly, yeah, a little bit.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
So yeah, MGM, you're listening, please cast Quentin, otherwise known as Q. All right, let's do background.
Mm-hmm.
The World Is Not Enough, with a budget of 135 million, a box office of 361.7 million, not a flop, which is great. Directed by Michael Apted, edited by Jim Clark, screenplay by Neil Purvis, Robert Wade, and Bruce Fierstein. And I wanted to mention the screenplay because it did seem all over the place. It did seem like a bunch of different films stitched together, so it makes sense that it was done by 3 people. Starring Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, Sophie Marceau as Electra King, my heart, Denise Richards as Dr. Christmas Jones, my teenage heart, Desmond Llewellyn as Q, John Cleese as R, and Dame Judi Dench as M. The amazing James Judi Dench. You know, there was a theory that James Bond was a pseudonym, and it was pretty much passed from person to person. So all of the James Bonds in every movie was actually different people, but the same code name, James Bond. But the correct movies kind of killed that
Yeah.
headcanon. But yeah, because you have Judi Dench in the Craig era, and then the Brosnan era, and you had Desmond as Q since the beginning. And this was his last movie.
Rest in peace.
Very unfortunate how he said goodbye in this movie because he was a little silly, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
It was cute, but a little silly.
And I think he was definitely planning on being in the next one. I think
You
I
think
discovered.
So?
Yeah. Based off of my research, he was planning to be in the next one. And so it definitely wasn't supposed to be like a goodbye, because he died in a car accident. So they were not expecting it.
Wow, I didn't know that. Because he does says goodbye. So it did feel like an ending of an era kind of thing. So because like we introduced his successor, John Cleese.
Is it John? I thought it was just John Cleese.
Yeah, sure. You know I'm gonna say all their names wrong.
Yeah, it's fine though. Oh, okay. So speaking of Q, the writers modeled Q's goodbye scene, based on Merlin's farewell to King Arthur, which I thought was cute. So I think, how about this? I don't think they were planning on it being the goodbye. I think that they were planning on it being like a transition, so that he could just like pop in for the next movie. But yeah.
But ended up being his. I didn't know he died from a car accident. He was 85.
Yeah, he was up there. Old. I got 2 other fun facts that I just like fucking came through. Okay. First fun fact. Okay. So this movie and Sleepy Hollow, which we've already watched and have released out into the world, are the only 2 movies in the US history to open on the same day and each gross at least 30 million their opening weekend.
Oh. Yeah? I'm surprised about Sleepy Hollow. Because James Bond, I feel like James Bond's always going to do okay. I think the next James Bond didn't do that well, but I don't think it was a flop. But yeah, that's fun. Well, okay, let's get into the movie. So we start with the classic James Bond theme, and they always kind of modify it against to reflect the era. And I feel like if we're gonna latch something to the late 90s, it might be the music, which not too much. I feel like it was kind of like maybe understated is not the correct word, but it felt classic. It felt a little more timeless than from the. I can see little flourishes here and there, but still pretty good. It's not a James Bond movie. It's gonna be great music. And then we get the classic staring down the barrel of the gun kind of scene, and I do love that. Like most James Bond movies, you start at the middle of a mission. I will say the establishing shot of being Bilbao, Spain, felt a little clunky and awkward. Even how they pan and you see the Bilbao kind of, I think it's the opera house, I think, right? Or a museum. I think it's the opera house. But it's framed between very ugly buildings. Like, why? But whatever.
Wait, hold on. Do we get the James Bond the bang? Do we get that at the start, or do we get that like after we're 20 minutes in and they do the
No. We get that at the start. The stare down the barrel classic scene. You get like, because you get the da 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 and low, and then you get the circle kind of like.
That's right. Yeah. I don't watch a lot of James Bond movies. Shocker.
How many James Bond movies have you watched?
I don't know. Maybe like 1 or 2 before this, and like when I was a kid, when I was really young.
Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the James Bond that I'm familiar with. Is like Pierce.
You haven't seen? I think it's the best James Bond.
So I have
but
never.
But you have to watch Craig to really, because Craig is great. Yeah. Craig is great. I don't think he's a good James Bond.
So here's the thing: when he first came out as James Bond, it was 2008. The year was 2008. It was his first James Bond movie. The reason I know this is because I have a family of 6 people growing up. So all 6 of us went to the theater. My 2 parents went to go see the James Bond movie. My 2 oldest siblings went to go see Twilight. And then my sister and I, we are the 2 youngest, and we went to go see High School Musical 3. And we all went to the theater, went our separate ways, came back at the end.
All 3 great choices.
Yes. But I have not gotten into the Daniel Craig James Bond movies because I don't think he's that attractive. And, I feel like James Bond is a hottie lamati because I grew up with the Pierce Brosnan.
Well, Pierce Brosnan is, like I said, best good looking James Bond. Hands down. I was going to say Sean Connery now and the guy from the Africa from the 80s. Nah. Because you like thrillers. And you like...
Do I?
Well, you kind of like you don't? I feel like you do. I don't know movies that we see. I feel like you've liked the more suspense type thrillers, not action.
Interesting.
But suspense, like it keeps you on your toes and kind of keeps you guessing of what's going to happen. Am I wrong to think that?
I think that is maybe you're picking up on something that is subconscious that I don't even realize.
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't personally say I enjoy thrillers.
You like fast-paced movies, not necessarily action, but the plot kind of keeps developing and it keeps you thinking and keeps you guessing. Those are very specific to the Craig James Bond era. Maybe the second one's a little slower, but that was during the writer's strike, and actually Daniel Craig wrote a lot of the script, did a lot of rewrites. horrible, but you cannot tell. But I encourage you to watch the first one.
Okay.
Especially because it's based on the first Ian Fleming novel. Like it's actually based on Casino Royale.
Yeah.
I don't think this one was based on an Ian Fleming novel, right?
No clue. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think it did, because I think it would have said based on novel by Ian Fleming, but it just says based on James Bond by Ian Fleming. So, but anyway, we're in Bilbao, which coincidentally was the name of the school that my sister went to. And we're with this banker, French banker or Swiss, something.
No clue. European.
This thing is full of puns. You got all your bank puns. It's fucking amazing.
This script is just puns.
So good. Oh, good.
It almost feels like if I were to watch this and not know that it was an actual James Bond movie, and I had no context of James Bond other than the fact that it exists, I would think that this could easily be a parody movie.
It's a comedy. Like, it's a comedy.
It's so funny. It makes Naked Gun make a lot more sense.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
Let me turn on the subtitles because I want to. Because the first thing you get all the bankers, and then you get the cigar girl, and I immediately like, oh, James Bond gonna fuck her.
But he doesn't.
She doesn't. She dies.
Actually, well, she dies later.
Yeah, she dies in a minute. And first pun. Well, not first one, but first great pun. She says, "Would you like to check my figures?" And he's like, "I am sure they're perfectly rounded." After he checks her out. So good.
I roll.
Fucking love James Bond. And then there's a whole bit of like, again, bank pun. I like my odds. I'm not a math person, but you don't have the numbers, blah blah blah. And then he has a little device on his glasses that he detonates and distracts the guards, the goons, and then takes everyone out. Great. He's getting some information from the banker, but cigar lady, or cigar girl as she is credited, kills him with like a very specific knife to the back of his neck.
Yeah.
The police is coming. He's trying to get out. He grabs the strongest fucking blind string ever.
Oh my god.
And creates a makeshift grapple cord thing. Grabs this dude, which is the whole sequence was great because he grabs this dude as an anchor who he's unconscious, and then he grabs the briefcase, grabs the money, and oh yeah, one dude is about to hit him, but a mysterious someone, sharpshooter, kills that guy that was about to kill James Bond. I thought it was gonna be the cigar girl, but it turns out it was someone else. But James Bond just dives off of the window, and then the guy wakes up who has like the anchor, grabs a leg of a table. James Bond's in the middle of the building, tries to grab it, and then finally lands perfectly. Winks at a passing cute girl, obviously.
Yeah.
And then cut to MI6 headquarters in London. Did you know that you can't take pictures of MI6 headquarters in London?
Did you know that was the actual MI6 headquarters?
Yes.
Because
yes, I do know that.
Yeah. They threw a fit. They're like, fuck no, you can't do that. And then government officials were like, it's the least you could do for Bond, for how much Bond has done for Britain. I roll.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the bank scene. So apparently that opening sequence, and this is why I think this movie is like, it's like borderline Naked Gun because of how stupid this is. Like, this background is.
No, but okay. Before we get too much into the movie, this is a comedy. Like, I want you to have it in your head. This is not a serious action movie. This is a comedy action movie.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. But go ahead.
But I mean, but the intent was not to be a comedy.
No, I think it was. I think it is. Like, they don't know they're in a comedy. The characters don't know they're in a comedy, but everyone else does.
Interesting. I don't know about that. Anyway, so the opening Baker sequence was originally set in Havana, Cuba. So that's where, of course, we get the fucking cigars. It was then moved to Geneva, Switzerland. And so then we have all of the layers of the Swiss bank thing. And then finally it takes place in Spain. And so just the fact that they like just carried these things over and like it doesn't apply. Like when we saw the cigars, I was like,
Yeah.
why the fuck are they
Yeah.
pulling out cigars right now? Like this, what? And then
Those are your three screenwriters.
yes, exactly.
That's so good. I fucking love
Mm-hmm.
James Bond. I'm so excited about this. Then we are introduced to Moneypenny. Fucking gorgeous lady.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Moneypenny James Bond thing that she fawns over James Bond. He never really takes her seriously. He flirts, but she's too ugly for him.
Yeah, or too
Fucking come
old,
on.
or yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
By the way, they were the same age. Just saying.
Yeah. Now, like he has more chemistry with Moneypenny than he does like any other woman in this movie.
But that's the thing. That is a James Bond
Yeah.
thing. Like in all the James Bond, he has the most chemistry with Moneypenny, even with Craig. Like
crazy.
And I do like the dynamic with Craig, that there is that dynamic of but she's not like head over heels over Bond. She has her own life and stuff, but they kind of flirt. But I do this is my Moneypenny. This is my James Bond, honestly. And then we get introduced to M, Dame Judi Dench, the amazing Dame Judi Dench. I thought she got a, speaking of character deaths, spoilers, she dies in one of the Craig movies, and I thought it was real good death. Like I really liked how she went. But this is why I like the theory that it was a James Bond. I also like the theory that, have you ever seen The Rock with Nicolas Cage? Oh, you have not, because you haven't seen a lot of Nicolas Cage movies. I'm gonna find a good Nicolas Cage movie for you. I need to.
Okay.
And I think The Rock might be it, because I think that is the best Nicolas Cage movie.
The title is very suspicious.
And well, it's about an escape from Alcatraz, aka The Rock.
That's so funny.
And they hired this retired MI6 agent that is the only one that escaped the Alcatraz prison back in the day. He was in prison since the late 60s, and he's played by Sean Connery. And his backstory is suspiciously too similar to James Bond. So there's a theory that he is actually James Bond in
funny.
The Rock. So we are going to watch that movie with that in mind.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're in M's office. And by the way, this whole set is like classic M office. And she's there with, I forget the name of the guy, but like a old friend.
Yeah.
And he's the one that was going to receive the monies. There's something fancy, something. Yeah. Turns out he's the dad of Electra King, who we're going to meet later on. But James Bond delivers the money to, like, he's going to get the money. M and Bond are sharing a scotch. I was a little confused about this. They later explain it, but there's some sort of chemical reaction with James Bond, and I thought that he had his drink poisoned for some reason. But turns out it was just like a chemical reaction from whatever was in the money, because he then freaks out, yells, and in classic James Bond fashion. By the way, he passes real quickly by Q's lab, passing by Chekhov's boat. There's a lot of Chekhov's things in this movie. A really cool explosion. M's friend dies, and this explosion, there was something in the lapel pin that triggered it. And then through a hole, we see Cigar Girl in a boat, conveniently looking at Bond, starts shooting at Bond, and then Bond goes back to Chekhov's boat. I remember this boat when I was a kid, and I thought it was a lot cooler than what it actually was. It looked kind of dorky, but
it did.
I thought it was I thought it was the coolest fucking boat ever, and it wasn't.
That's so funny. It looks like just like, it feels like a jet ski. It's not a jet ski, but it feels like a jet ski that has like a shade.
Why was that shade on it? I thought it, because even it goes down and there's a dive function, so I thought it was gonna envelop it. So maybe that was the intent, that they didn't get the
maybe
effect
it helps
right or something.
If it rolls, if it rolls, you're kind of like protected.
Maybe it did look, because it did a lot of really cool stunts, like the actual boat was doing the stunts.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a fucking awesome, pretty unnecessary but pretty cool boat chase.
I loved the boat chase.
Yeah, that was good.
It was good. Yeah.
Because they go through the Thames, disgusting green water. It looked gross.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this state of the art spy boat can't keep up with this standard boat that the
Mhm.
cigar girl is in.
Mhm.
I didn't get that why, but cigar girl managed to get away with a lot of explosions, blah blah,
Mhm.
and the boat does have like a advanced
Mhm.
25 years ago Waze app,
Mhm.
and it says your shortest route is through here. And
Mhm.
Waze will sometimes like send you through like, what the fuck am I? Why am I in the parking lot? This is what happened here. It sends him to the fucking restaurant in the middle of
Yes.
town, and it
Crazy.
goes through streets. And I'm like, how is this steering? Because he steers the boat through streets.
Yes.
How is James Bond?
It's a
Comedy,
boat to
comedy.
land like machine. It has
Yeah,
capabilities.
I do like that throughout this whole boat chase, Cigar Girl is trying to shoot a bomb with different things. He has
Yeah.
like a automatic and then grenade launcher, and then she tries
Mhm.
different things, and he just
She
won't go
does.
away. I like that.
It's very
Yeah, there's a
silly.
point where the boat, James Bond's boat, goes underwater, and
Mhm.
then he, of course, straightens his tie as he's
Yes.
underwater.
So that was Pierce Brosnan's idea.
Yeah,
He came
fucking
up with
yeah.
that, which I love.
Then they go to this dome, Millennial Dome. I forget the
Yeah,
name
something like that.
of it.
Mhm.
Uh, I've been to London. I've been to this dome, and it's huge. It's
Mhm.
huge. There's a
Mhm.
whole coliseum in the middle, and there's like a huge mall on the side, and there's like movie theaters and restaurants, and it's
Mhm.
gigantic. So that puts in perspective how high they were, and when he
Mhm.
fell to it, because she eventually crashes near the thing, and then
Mhm.
pretty much impractically goes into a hot air balloon. What was her plan? Who knows?
The worst possible getaway of all
Yeah,
time. A hot air
yeah,
balloon.
because she didn't get away.
No.
Uh, James Bond's boat jumps, and then he grabs a rope in the balloon, and he's like, "There's no way out. I'll protect you." And she's like, "Not from him," and then shoots a tank and explodes, kills
Mhm.
herself. James Bond falls, apparently injuring himself, and then we get into the intro song, "The World Is Not Enough."
Yes. So, I got some fun facts already.
Shoot.
The boat chase. 35 boats were involved in the making of this chase scene. Fun fact number 1.
But
Uh, mhm.
35 boats, was that in between the Cigar Girl boat and James Bond's boat? Or were all of James Bond?
I think it was,
Or
like,
were.
also, like, all the different boats in the background, like, the one that
Mm.
they blow up in the middle of
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
chase, it was yeah.
Yeah. Because I wonder how
Boats
many
were
stunt boats were in there.
Yeah, boats were harmed in the making of this movie, for sure. But
For
so
sure.
this chase took 7 weeks to film because the River Thames has a 9-mile-per-hour boat speed limit. So that's really funny. The filming of the boat chase sequence was broadcast live over the internet via webcams set up at specific points. The scene was not originally intended to be part of the opening sequence until a test audience said that the jump from the window opener was anticlimactic. As such, it was brought forward and had to be shortened.
Mm.
As it is now, this 14 to 15-minute opener is one of the longest pre-credits sequence in a James Bond movie. After being the longest for about 22 years, it now places second to the pre-title sequence in No Time to Die, which runs for about 20 minutes.
Mm. Yeah. No, I felt that. I
Yeah.
was like, even did I miss the intro song?
I was like, like it started playing and I was like, what is, like, huh? Like, why is this happening
It,
right now?
it was a little weird because it starts with like a circle James Bond, and
Hmm.
then it goes into like the world's not enough.
Hmm.
Um, but it did feel out of place. It did feel abrupt.
Yes.
Like
And
it
the
it, it needed
font
to happen.
used
Woof. Okay,
made me feel very
uh,
angry.
maybe this is the intro sequence. It is very late '90s. Very
Yeah.
okay. There was this show, Fox Kids show called Reboot. Do you know about
Hmm.
this?
Mm-mm.
It was a show in the '90s. Early CGI, and I want you to see if it looks familiar to you, because in the middle of this sequence, oh, why are we in reboot land now? Look,
That's so funny.
because it's
Weird
honestly
colors.
all the colors.
Mhm.
Honestly, it started strong. Like there was like
Mhm.
the women with like the oil thing, and then there was
Mhm.
like all this psychedelic liquid, and
Mhm.
then when the crescendo of the world is not enough, and Shirley Manson is singing, you get really bad '90s CGI, and not even late '90s, early '90s CGI.
It's so funny. I think at one point I just finally had to look away. Because
I don't
actually
blame you.
the font was bothering me so much. Like it just I was like, "Are you kidding me? For a James
Because
Bond
it was
movie,
just
this
kind
is the
of
font you use?"
there. It
It looks like a presentation made by somebody on like a senior leadership team, like who
I
doesn't know how to make PowerPoints.
100%. I want you to I really want you to see good James Bond intros. Like I think
Yeah.
the Daniel Craig are good. Um as you may or may not know, I did my own James Bond intro
Yes. Mhm.
with Radiohead's the Writings on the Wall.
Mhm.
Oh, what movie was that for? Spectre.
Mm.
For Spectre. And so Radiohead made a song for Spectre, and it was rejected in favor of Sam Smith's song.
Mhm.
It's fine. I like Sam Smith's songs, but Radiohead's song was
Yeah.
far superior.
Yeah.
And then Sam Smith later said, "Oh, I wrote that song in 20 minutes." I'm like, maybe I should have took it longer.
Mhm.
Anyway, we go into the intro, very '90s, and then we cut to the funeral, and then we are in this awesome. I feel like Scottish. This is Scottish
Mhm.
castle, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
This is where we meet Electra King, crush, total crush for me in the '90s. This movie had all of my crushes in one movie. It was wild.
That's so funny.
We get, because this is M's friend. We get M. We get Moneypenny. We get Tanner, played by Michael Kitchen. Have you seen The Musicians? It's a show. It's a pretty good show. It's basically sexy Harry Potter, but
Mm.
he is like the principal of the college, and they're actually in college, not in high school, so it's not that weird.
Mhm.
So we're in the funeral, and then it appears that MI6 headquarters are now in this castle for now, because that's
Mhm.
kind of where they had like a debriefing. The whole thing, you see James Bond with a sling, so
Mhm.
on his arm. So apparently he did injure himself, and M is debriefing a bunch of agents to go after the person responsible for her friend's the King Senior's death, and she's like, "We'll find him no matter what we do." And they give out the debriefing folders to everyone except James Bond, and he's pissed.
I
Like he's
loved
out
it.
of commission. He's
It
out of
it
commission.
it made me so happy when like Moneypenny like almost starts to give it and then she swerves. She's like, "Nah,
Yeah,
not for
yeah.
you." Loved it.
But immediately that has zero consequences because he goes to the sexy doctor and just immediately starts fucking her.
You know that man probably has so many STDs.
oh,
Like
all of them.
just yeah.
He doesn't use he does not use protection. You know this.
No.
He doesn't.
There's no fucking way. No. Even with the
He
doctor,
just
no.
no. Even with the doctor, he's that
Mhm.
smooth.
Yeah.
The doctor like
Yeah.
yeah, she knows better.
Crazy.
But yeah, immediately starts undressing her, and
Mhm.
then she signs off whatever she needed to, and then he's okay now. No sling anymore. He's fine. His arm is fine now.
Yeah, it's 100% fully recovered. He has no pain.
Yes, it does kind of come back later on, the arm injury, but not
Mhm.
really.
Yeah. Not
Uh,
serious.
I guess he goes down the castle and then
Mhm.
finds a bagpiper playing the bagpipes, and then suddenly the instrument is
Mhm.
a machine gun and also a flamethrower. And then you
Mhm.
see Q in his little computer. And then he introduces his protege, his successor, R.
Mhm. Mhm.
I thought that was a joke. I
Mhm.
thought that when James Bond said, "So if you're Q and your successor is that R,"
Mhm.
but no, he is actually R. That's how he's great. I
Yeah.
think the next movie he is Q, but for this movie he is R.
Yeah, that is
Uh,
how he is credited. Mhm.
Played by John Cleese,
Mhm.
who is the comic relief, kind of. Well, he is.
Yes. He's very silly.
Very silly.
I mean, we see him come out and like he gets his coat stuck in the car that James Bond will use throughout the remainder of this movie. I want to talk about this car. It's a BMW Z8.
Controversial.
It is. Wait, no, hold on. It is? Question mark. What do you mean by that?
No, go ahead. I'll tell you why.
Oh, okay. So this car was part of a 3-movie product placement deal with BMW, but due to filming preceding the release of the Z8 by a few months, several working mock-ups and models were manufactured for filming purposes, which I think is actually kind of cool. Can you imagine being on the team that I mean, it seems like annoying, but like cool. Like one of those I can't believe I have to do this thing, but the thing that you're doing is really cool. Like I can't believe I have to update this model, this fake model for this car because it's still in production. You get to actively see the changes that they're making to the car and update it. I think that's so cool.
No, it is cool.
And I would love to do that.
And James Bond lives on all the sponsors and all the product placements, and you can buy James Bond's watch. You can pretty much buy everything that James Bond wears and drives. The controversy is that if you Google right now James Bond's car, you're not going to get a BMW. You're going to get an Aston Martin DB5. That is James Bond's car.
Damn.
And for every James Bond except Pierce Brosnan, that has been the James Bond car. So Pierce Brosnan's car is a BMW, but James' car is an Aston Martin, and that's it.
That's so funny.
Huge controversy.
I want to see James Bond Aston because I really liked this BMW.
Yeah, no, me too. But I think for people around my age and maybe up to your age, if Pierce Brosnan is your James Bond, then you're okay with this car. But for people outside, and even maybe younger, because Daniel Craig went back to the Aston Martin.
This is funny. Just seeing photos of them putting Daniel Craig next to the Aston Martin is very funny.
The Aston Martin is a much better looking car. It feels so it feels like a spy car more than the BMW.
Anyway.
Yeah, so we're accused at a little lab, and R is explaining very silly the jacket, and he's starting explaining how to put on a jacket, which I thought was fun. And then finally Q is just pull the lever, and then you get the bubble that will come back later because this is a James Bond movie. Everything you see comes back. And you get a silly scene of him just being trapped in the bubble, which is specifically, it is an avalanche protection system, right? I think.
I don't know if it's specifically for avalanches, but it's to protect you regardless.
And then you get this final scene between Q and James Bond. The actor, as we said, passed away suddenly, which I didn't know that. I think he just passed away because old. But he does says, have 2 rules. Never let them see you bleed. And then James Bond asks, and the second one, always have an escape plan. And then very slowly lowers down.
I love it.
Just so slow.
Just hysterical.
I think it would be cool, a poof of smoke, and then he disappears. And okay, that's kind of cool. No, just super slow. Goes away. Then you get a bunch of scenes of James Bond researching, investigating, touching old school CRT computer monitors. That's not how they work. But he kind of finds out about some money from King Senior and Electra King, the daughter, and there's a pipe this is a whole oil pipeline thing, and then this is kind of where we find out that she at one point got kidnapped and then got a release, but we don't know how exactly, right? We don't know how, right?
I don't think we know.
Yeah. So.
Oh wait, no, hold on. In the background, it says that she was able to shoot her captors and get out.
Yeah, because she later tells James Bond how she did that. She's I seduced them because nobody can resist me because I'm so beautiful. Honestly, fair.
Yeah, girl boss.
I'm not gonna say no to that.
Go for it.
But this is when later on James Bond confronts M, and M tells James Bond King Senior was my friend, and he came from my help to rescue his daughter, but we don't negotiate with terrorists. So basically, she didn't help him at all. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Or she gave him really bad advice. to not pay the ransom.
Because he didn't pay the ransom. And then this kind of cheesecake. But then right after this, we get the debrief of the bad guy. We get introduction of what's his name? He had several names, but his name was Renard, Victor Sorkas, aka Renard. And this is which I appreciated, the farthest does this technology actually work thing in this whole movie, because you get like a free floating hologram.
Yeah.
Which that's not how holograms work, but in movie magic, it always works like this.
Exactly.
But I think this is like I said, this whole movie was pretty toned down when it came to crazy gadgets and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see a side note. I've been watching Bones lately, and that one has fucking crazy hologram technology. It's wild.
That's so funny.
It's like this is James Bond super realistic compared to that show. But you do get the whole thing that the bad guy has a bullet slowly creeping into his brain, and the bullet has been making its way through the brain, pretty much negating all senses. So the more it kind of goes into the brain, the stronger he gets, because he can't smell. He should have got deaf, mute, and blind too, but that didn't happen. But he feels nothing. He has no feeling. So he can get hurt, but he doesn't feel it. So in a sense, he gets stronger. There actually are cases like this. I've heard of a girl who I think she was born like that, but so she doesn't feel anything. So she's been in accidents and unsurvivable accidents, and nothing's happened to her because her body doesn't react the way normally you would. So it just doesn't know it's that hurt. So she survives. So and it's a really interesting case because there are psychological things happening because she doesn't feel. But anyway, we find out that the kidnapper, the bad guy, he has no feelings, physical feelings, not actually emotional feelings, because he does feel a lot.
He has a lot of emotions.
So many feelings. But I do like that the closer to death he is, the stronger he gets. But that bullet will eventually kill him, so he has a time limit. I really like that for a bad guy.
Yeah.
So then, we get a few more medical puns, because we get the doctor there, and she says, "Oh, he's cleared." And he has a lot of stamina, blah 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 blah. Ha ha ha. You go to Azerbaijan, and this is where you get Chekhov's helicopter with a chainsaw.
Yes.
Why does that exist? How is that a thing?
No fucking clue. Also, when we're hanging out in Azerbaijan and near the Caspian Sea, we get completely flat West Texas vibes of just oil rigs.
Yeah,
and that's it. And then suddenly, obviously, Jesus and I are from / near Texas, right? So we know Texas very well. I'm going to use Texas for this example. It's like they went from West Texas, and then suddenly we're in the middle of a forest and we're in East Texas. There's just a complete, just a magical line that he crosses, and then they're fucking chopping down trees and shit.
Because the excuse for the helicopter with a bus chainsaw hanging from the helicopter is that so it cuts trees. That's why that exists. Why?
Yeah, no clue.
So we do meet the security detail of Elektra, and this is going to be my worst actor ever.
That's funny. Okay, fair.
Davidov, played by Ulrich Thompson. Horrible ADR, horrible acting. He was struggling with his lines.
Yeah.
But basically, he kind of tries to shoo away James Bond. He's like, "I'm here to see Elektra," and he's like, "No, she's not going to be here because it's too dangerous for her." Surprise! She arrives in a helicopter. There's a lot of protests. The locals don't like that they're building this pipeline through some sacred ground or whatever. There's like a shrine. She goes in with one of the priests with him, and because she's so benevolent, so nice, they are going to actually go around the shrine, and that's going to cost them a lot of money and time, but she doesn't care because she wants to respect her people. And that's kind of her whole thing of she wants to take back the honor of her family, her mom, because her mom is the one who discovered the pipeline, not her dad. We don't know what happened to her mom, I don't think.
Yeah, her mom is just dead, and so her grandfather left all of the stuff to her dad, the son-in-law, because he didn't have any male heirs.
Yeah. But this whole scene is just to see how good she is, and I wrote down she is definitely not the evil bad guy, secret evil bad guy. Definitely not.
Right?
Wink,
No,
wink.
definitely not. It was funny though, because it was sort of like, okay, is she the bad guy, or are they just trying to make it clear that like maybe the guy that died earlier, Sir Robert King, like maybe like it was a good thing that he died, because M the entire time was like, this is an upstanding gentleman of society. He's a great guy. He's honest, and it's like
M was saying that. M
yeah,
was saying
M
that.
was saying that, yeah.
Yeah.
And we like learned that he's like trying to fucking destroy this important like site to this like
But like
this group of people.
what I like about the James Bond movies, M has her blind spots, so she's a very proper English
Mhm.
woman in high
Mhm.
society. So
Mhm.
shit like this is not going to like they don't consider this. Like they were an
Mhm.
empire for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do like that M has her blinds, but she doesn't consider the locals. That's
Yeah.
not
No.
just in her brain at all.
Yeah. And it was definitely giving off vibes like maybe her and this guy, like maybe she was in love with him beforehand. Like she,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
strong, unrequited love energy for sure.
yes. There was something there. Then they go skiing for no fucking reason.
They gotta check out the line, like where the land ends.
In her beautiful like ski suit and the hat,
It
she
doesn't
looked
even look
fucking
like a
gorgeous.
ski suit. It looks like a
She looked
Russian
shut the
businesswoman
fuck up.
suit.
She's gorgeous. Everything she is and wears, perfect,
No, what
perfect
she
woman.
wore was gorgeous.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's not a fucking ski suit though. Jesus
Her
Christ, you never wear
gorgeousness
that.
superseded all
Yeah.
of practicality.
Oh my god, the fact that they
Uh
also jump out of the fucking
oh, so
helicopter,
cool.
like
Yeah, yeah, that was cool.
what
That was
so
cool. Because
something about me that I love is I love watching GoPro videos of people doing shit like this, of like jumping out of
yeah,
helicopters and skiing down like the Alps.
10 years
Amazing.
later, if this movie would have been 10 years later, there would have been a GoPro. This would have been in
Oh,
GoPro.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they go up in the mountains with a helicopter. The helicopter can't land because too windy or whatever, so they jump. And then the beautiful scenery, the beautiful skiing, crisscrossing,
Mhm.
and then suddenly you see a bunch of gliders with like little. Cause they never land,
So
but they
funny.
feel like they would land. And so
Mhm.
I mean like overkill.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So many of them. So supposedly they're there to kill Elektra, but they're really there to kill Bond. I have an issue with logistics on this James Bond
Yeah.
movie. Like, how do they
Yeah.
organize all of these fucking bad guys so quick?
I know.
They didn't know that James Bond was gonna be there,
Nope.
and it makes sense if they were gonna there to kill Elektra, because they kind of knew
Mhm.
she was gonna be there. Maybe I don't
Mhm.
know, but yeah. So you get like at least 10 gliders.
Mhm.
James Bond, just with his wit and his skills and his smile and glasses, takes care of all of them.
Mhm.
Not even a gun.
Not even a gun.
No, he doesn't need a gun.
Did we ever get a moment in this action sequence? I don't know if I'm just like making this up in my mind because I thought it would have been brilliant. Did he ever have two of them run into each other?
Yes,
Because if okay, perfect. Because
yes,
like it,
yes.
I kept waiting for that to happen, and I just like kept thinking about how it could happen, and so I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me secretly coming up,
It
like
happened in the
directing this.
best way possible. No, no, no. First of all, so many 90s explosions because they would crash and then explode for no reason. Like, okay,
Oh my
whatever.
god, yeah, with the fucking
Uh,
the flames,
yeah,
so funny.
yeah, yeah. But so there's a glider
Mhm.
in like off of a cliff,
Mhm.
and he's apparently aiming at Elektra.
Mhm.
And then James Bond with his skis jumps on the
Mhm.
cliff that's right next to the glider, scrapes the glider's parachute,
Mhm.
which somehow that affects the motor because you start hearing sputtering noises from the motor. And then
So
that
stupid.
makes the glider sputter into another glider and then they explode.
Mhm.
I
Amazing.
fucking love this movie.
Crazy.
I tell you, this is yeah, it's a comedy.
Mhm.
He doesn't know he's in a comedy, but it is a comedy.
Uh,
Because the movie doesn't take itself seriously. Like there's a whole thing about the Brosnan era, and it gets sillier later down. But
mhm.
the movie doesn't take itself seriously. James Bond does take himself seriously. He never winks at the camera.
No.
He's never like, I know this is silly, but I'm still doing it, which Craig kind of did a little bit. This is why I think this works so well. Anyway, they survive. Oh yeah, there's an avalanche, and then this is where you get the bubble thing,
Yeah. And
and
then
Elektra freaks out.
she has a meltdown similar to Elle Driver in Kill Bill Volume 2 where her eye gets blocked out.
Yes,
She is
yes,
thrashing and I'm like
yes.
I It
But
was too
she's
much.
she's putting on a show. Like, it's not real.
Yeah, but it gave me the ick still.
Yeah. But like, she's trying to embrace, get under, I guess,
She's trying to trigger his
lower
like white knight
bonds.
sort of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Lower his defenses. So yeah.
Yeah.
Then we get to the casino, and James Bond out of nowhere has these amazing X-ray glasses.
I like. This is what saved this movie.
It's
for
actually
me.
pretty good effects. I like the effects.
Yeah. So I'll tell you how they did that. But this movie gets 3 stars. It would have probably gotten 3.5, but Denise Richards really just took down a full half star. I gotta be honest with you.
Fair.
It gets 3 stars because of just like the fun James Bond gadgets. Like earlier with his like glasses where he like presses a button and it causes this like powder explosion, like a smoke bomb that was like somehow in his gun. So fun. So silly. The sunglasses
they were fun gadgets, but they were not like over the top or crazy.
No. But it was like, oh, this is like cool. I get this. So to create the effect, when Bond looks through his X-ray glasses, the actors were filmed in their regular costumes. Then again, a second time wearing special costumes that revealed the shapes of guns and knives underneath translucent clothing. And then the two were matted together. So that's
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that all of them were packing. They all had guns and knives.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. The women, everyone.
Didn't matter. Mm-hmm. All guns.
Apparently,
all the time.
also underwear, X-ray proof.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. He's there to see what's his name? The guy you compared me to.
Yeah,
Valentin Dimitrov. Zukovsky.
Yeah.
I spoilers. He dies, but I thought he survived. I feel like I've seen him in other James Bond movies, but maybe not.
I think he was in a previous James Bond movie to this one.
Okay.
So I kept seeing like mentions of like that being pretty rare to have like sort of a reoccurring side character like this.
Yeah. But yeah, Robbie Coltrane, aka Hagrid. Was it weird? Like, do you have Hagrid in your head when you see him?
I had no idea that was Hagrid until I was like looking afterwards, and I was I couldn't remember the difference between Zukovsky and Renard because I kept getting their names confused. And so when I was looking at the fun facts, it was like, okay, let me confirm who like Zukovsky is. And so then I clicked on the actor's name, and I was like, oh, that's Hagrid. So I didn't realize until like quite a bit after the movie.
So James Bond is at the bar. He orders his classic drink. Vodka martini, shaken not stirred. I myself am a gin martini man. A dirty gin martini with 3 olives.
I
Extra
hate
dry.
olives, so don't fuck with that. I've never had a martini before, so I cannot say if I like a gin or vodka.
I actually do pretty solid martini. Well, I like it extra dry. That's not for everyone, but I do like it extra dry. That just means more vermouth than usual. Fun facts. Fun alcohol facts.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's asking for this Vladimir dude, Valentin. I keep calling him Vladimir. He's Valentin or Valentine. And anonymous guard number 1. He's like, no fucking way. And then James Bond dispatches him in a really cool way. It's just
so cool. Yeah.
That was good. That was good. That was fast. That was like a James Bond. Like, oh yeah, this is James Bond.
Like the tie being stabbed down.
Yeah.
Him handing the gun to the bartender, who's just like, I don't fucking know what to do with this, but okay. Like, great.
So Tojeski's number 2. Bullion. Also great henchmen. Like, these are great henchmen. They look like henchmen.
Yes, they look like henchmen.
Yes. He's like, okay, he'll see you. James Bond goes in. Soyeski's with 2 girls, and James Bond's not fucking around. And he's like, all right, I need this information. Gets the information out of him, telling him that he's protecting Elektra, but who shows up? Elektra shows up. And a amazing red dress again. Then she is there she wants to play a game. I did not get the game, but it was a setup anyway.
As somebody who loves card games and poker, also did not understand what the fuck was going on. So
good.
I think they were just trying to figure out who had the highest card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
it was
rich
person's shit.
Yeah, rich person shit. Because it's a really quick game, and then she loses like $1 million right away. James Bond kind of clocks something. Like, there's something weird here. Something fishy happens.
Side eye.
Yeah. We later found out it's all just Elektra paying Sergeski for something we don't know, but it was on purpose. She didn't lose by accident.
Yeah, we find out she uses his nephew, who is in the Navy, to smuggle in equipment.
Yeah.
She's a businesswoman, first and foremost.
We get a after this a quick introduction of Renault, like the bad guy Renault, and they're in this. I didn't really get where they were, but it's something sacred. There's hot rocks.
It was what is the fucking competitive show where they have to Survivor? It was giving
no,
Survivor.
100% Survivor. Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
Well, it was all just so Renault could grab a coal, and then it was like you could hear his skin sizzling, but obviously he doesn't feel pain. That would still fuck up your hand. Like it's still hurting your hand.
You still have to get that treated because your body is still going to treat it as like an injury, and like it's going to get infected. Nasty.
But they're there with Davidov, who's Elektra's security detail, so we think that he's betraying her, and Arkov, who we don't know who he is, but we'll later find out. Renault kills Arkov. I didn't get why, but Arkov didn't want to go ahead with the plan, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Renault's like, all right, Davidov, you're going to pose as Arkov, and you're going to go get whatever you need to get. I don't know if we know yet what he's getting.
Yeah, I don't think we know.
Yeah, so sends him off. Boom, next scene, Elektra and James Bond are in bed. So quick.
Yep.
When did that happen? Why?
Yep.
And I think they tried to sell you that they fell in love, or at least James Bond was kind of falling in love with her.
It only works because it's an action movie, but it's like nothing to build up their relationship other than the fact that they're two hot people.
They are two hot people.
Yeah.
But it's still like James Bond will sleep with anything that moves, but the thing, he doesn't fall in love. And this kind of made it look like he fell in love with her, but doesn't really tell you why or how.
It more so felt like she was convinced that he fell in love with her. Like
I think the movie wanted you to think that he actually did for a little bit.
Yeah, and the movie could not convince me. I was just convinced the entire time that like she's manifesting, like she's just putting it into existence.
Because Casino Royale has a similar thing going with the Bond girl. There's a kind of sort of betrayal thing. I won't spoil it too much, but you do feel that James Bond was falling for her more than this movie, and then there's like a devastating. You need to see the first Daniel Craig Bond movie, because that one actually isn't a comedy like this. It doesn't have all the puns.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes it better or not, but anyway. So now, after the scene with Elektra, and Elektra kind of tells James Bond more how she got away. Like she said, she used her body to seduce the guards, and this is the whole like men will do anything for me because I'm so beautiful kind of thing. It's like my beauty is my curse speech, which I've said many times. And then after this, Bond is following Davinov, and he finds that Arkov's body is still in Davinov's car. And then we see Davinov drive away. So he's meeting, I guess, the people that are taking them to the mission. And where Davinov opens trunk, it's not Arkov anymore, it's James Bond. And it immediately kills him. I was surprised because I thought the bad guy, the henchman, Elektra's henchman, was going to be around for a while. But no, he just dies.
Yeah, I mean, we could have pulled him in for, some interrogation.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah. And then the Russians come and meet James Bond, and he's like, "Where's Davidov?" And James Bond's like, "Oh, he was buried with work. Haha."
See, I think this was one of the moments where I was nodding off because I totally missed that.
It did get slow in times.
This mother. You scared the shit out of me. I thought you were here.
You didn't hear me leave?
No.
Aren't you recording?
I am. No, but you really scared me. Oh my god, that was so scary. I just heard somebody like unlocking our door, and I was like,
wait, so when I left her, you didn't hear that at all?
No.
I was shocked that you didn't hear me leave.
No, baby, I didn't hear that at all. Mwah. Love you. That was so stressful. Oh my god.
Did you die?
No, it would have been. Thank God,
What could I have done here if I just see strangers coming in?
No, you would start sketching like what the person looked like,
or take screenshots.
No, but you would sketch because
I would take screenshots.
You paint words.
First of all, I said draw, not paint. Second of all, now I'm gonna let you die. I'm just gonna let you die. I'm just gonna go, haha. All right, we're halfway into this movie. I thought we weren't gonna talk at all about this movie. We're halfway there.
I know.
So the some Russians are picking up James Bond. They know he's not David, but they still have him to play as Arkhov. We still don't know who or what Arkhov is. So they go to Kazakhstan. Oh, there was like a brief little scene of there was a bribe because the pilot's like, do you have the thing? And then it turns out it was just some fancy tennis shoes or something. So now we're in, where are we? We're in Kazakhstan or Arizona, either one of those.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. There's Kazakhstan, and then there's so many stans. Is there like a Kazakhstan, or is it Kazakhstan?
Probably. I don't know.
We're in the stans.
We are. It is Kazakhstan, and it says Kazakhstan, Central Asia underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, is it? I guess it is.
Mm-hmm. I believe it is technically on the continental plate of Asia.
Well, it is, but is it Central Asia? Because I feel like it's a little.
No, I would probably call it like Western Asia and Western Asia, Eastern Europe.
Yeah, because you do have a little bit of Russia and Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Ukraine was considered Asia at this time. I think I think it was Europe, but I don't know. It's all made up. This is where we get introduced to the amazing Dr. Christmas Jones, played by Denise Richards.
Oh my God! Okay, so of course we have to talk about it.
No, hold on. In her Lara Croft outfit.
Oh my God! The only difference was that the top was a different color. That's it.
Yeah.
Fully
and
Lara
the square,
Croft.
No square boobs also, which was disappointing.
Yes. Yeah. But I don't, as a woman, if I was in a work environment where I'm probably getting like sexually harassed on the daily.
Also you're a doctor.
Yes. Also I'm a doctor. I'm getting sexually harassed on the daily. Like, I would fucking hide my shit all the time. And she's out here looking hot as fuck. And I was like, girl, this is stressful for me. Like,
short shorts, tank top.
Yeah. At some point, you gotta protect yourself. She does not care.
She does not care. Honestly, the only one sexually harassing her was James Bond. I don't think anyone else was.
Well,
that we saw.
That we saw.
But,
because before James Bond acting as this Russian guy talks to her, the other guy was like, don't even try to ask her out. She's like rejected all of us.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what he meant. Okay. I didn't get that.
Yeah.
But that makes sense.
But Denise Richards apparently was attracted to the role of Dr. Christmas Jones, as she found the part to be brainy, athletic, and had a depth of character. A change in direction from previous Bond girls. Audiences clearly did not agree. She really thought
I've
she was not like other girls. Yeah. Audiences considered Christmas Jones to be the worst Bond girl ever. And she was the first Bond, or it was the first time a Bond movie like won a Razzie, and it was for her like role in this movie, which was truly horrendous. Every part of me, this is going to sound so sexist, and I understand.
Please.
But if it was a man, I would say the same thing, where it's like, I love looking at you. I don't love hearing from you. Stop talking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, we kind of said the same thing about Rock from But I'm a Cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes. Yeah.
He was intentionally dumb, and
mm-hmm.
that wasn't more intentional.
Yeah.
He also was a bad actor, but still.
Here's the other thing. Even in the year 1999, or probably when they were filming this 1998, there were absolutely neurophysicists, women neurophysicists, who were probably at least as attractive, if not hotter, than Denise Richards, who could also probably act better than Denise Richards.
Hold fucking on. Nobody was more attractive than Denise Richards in 1999. 15-year-old Jesus would no. Between Denise Richard and Sophie Marceau, this was when Pierce Brosnan is an attractive man. I don't think 16-year-old Jesus thought Pierce Brosnan was an attractive man, because he was a 40-something-year-old man. But
little 6-year-old me obsessed with Pierce Brosnan. Well, I was like, that's a good-looking man.
Yeah, it is a good. No, you're not wrong. Anyway, they have an exchange. James Bond is pretending to be this Russian. I think is where we find out he's like a physicist or something. But Pierce Brosnan with a Russian accent, flawless.
Yeah, really good.
And then Denise Richard speaking Russian to James Bond, and he responds in Russian because, of course, James Bond knows Russian.
Yeah.
He's a spy from the Cold War era.
Exactly. No, I loved it when she was speaking Russian. If she spoke in Russian the entire movie, that would have been awesome.
I would have liked if she had a Russian accent, and a bad one. She would have had a bad one, but I think it would have been better.
Yeah.
I think it would have excused her bad acting a little bit.
I think her speaking Russian, like, forced her to be monotone. And I think her being monotone, like, helped. Once again, because I think her intonation and inflection was all over the place. All over.
Then Bond goes down the mine shaft, and there's really cool sets. This whole movie had really cool sets. And then he confronts Renard, and he's so angry at him. James Bond hates this guy. Again, I didn't get why. I think he was meant...
Renard isn't, like, a bad guy in any of the previous movies, right? Like, he's not, like... Yeah. This movie, to some extent, felt like a sequel to a non-existent movie.
It felt like a lot of scenes got cut off of James Bond getting attached to Elektra, like getting this like more like involved with her, and maybe his hatred for Renard was, oh, you hurt my girl or something. I think this is where they were going with, but I didn't get that. And I would have liked that maybe Elektra was somehow in the past with James Bond, and they knew that, and he knew Elektra from before she got kidnapped, and maybe M didn't let James Bond go after Elektra when they got kidnapped, and then there was something that... See, I'm already writing a better script. I should have been the fourth screenwriter.
I know. Oh my god.
But yeah, James Bond is confronting Renard, and he's so angry at him, he's gonna kill him. And then Dr. Christmas Jones, stop! You are not... I'm acting better than Bruce Reeser right now.
Wait, hold on. You know the bit in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Dennis is like beefing with everybody, and he like walks in the apartment and he goes, "Stop, Chorley," and he's trying to do a British accent and he just fucking fucks it up. That's this moment in this movie.
I do not, but I believe you. I'm not as fan of It's Always Sunny as you think I am.
I know.
But I've had more interaction with them than you ever had or will have. So suck it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, so because Dr. Christmas, I'm just gonna call her Dr. Christmas because of the pun at the end of this movie, the perfect line. Dr. Christmas is like, that's not the actual arc of he's an imposter, and Renard kind of takes that advantage, and James Bond is like, nobody, like, he's bad, like, he's trying to steal the bomb. There's a bomb there. This is where we find out there's nuclear bombs from the Soviet era here, and they're disposing them, and Renard's trying to steal one. We still don't know why, because there's a lot of military, and I think they're Russian military, right? Because Colonel Akakievich, that sounds Russian to me. So the colonel is there like, I don't trust anyone. I need some IDs. I need everyone to stop until I am comfortable with what's happening. Smart.
Yeah.
Not smart. He turns his back to Renard and just shoots Renard shoots everyone.
Funny.
So they steal, Renard and his goons steal the bomb. James Bond and Dr. Christmas they're stuck, and like the whole thing is closing, and there's a shootout between James Bond and the goons. This is where we
get the shoulder moment, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the sequence.
It's in this. No, you're right. It's in the sequence where Renard knows that James Bond is injured in the shoulder, so he presses the shoulder, and he also quotes, "There's no point of living if you don't feel alive," and that's something that Elektra said to James Bond in the past, where the non-existent past that somehow happened. So James Bond like puts two and two together, and that's where he starts like maybe that's not trusting Elektra. There were a lot of things that like I would have liked James Bond to be a little bit more devastated if he was really feeling that way for Elektra. He didn't feel like that devastated. So then maybe that you're right that maybe James Bond wasn't falling for Elektra, but sometimes the movie wanted you to, I don't know, it was kind of all over the place. There's a bomb, there's an explosion. James Bond and Dr. Christmas escape through a hatch in the roof, and then the whole fucking thing explodes.
Yeah.
I wonder
Oh, they think
where did
they
they film
also.
this?
Oh, I don't know. But I do know. So, or like, also in this part, she's like, "It's okay. The bomb has a tracker on it," and then James Bond pulls
Oh
out the
yeah,
tracker. And he's like,
yeah,
"Actually, I have it."
yeah. Because the goons took out the tracker before they took the bomb,
Mm-hmm.
which defeats the purpose of that tracker. Is it's that easy to take it out?
Yeah, but it's their version of an AirTag.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or an AirTag is a version of a tracker. Then we cut quickly to Elektra calling M and saying that James Bond disappeared overnight. They're kind of like, oh, overnight, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And Elektra asks for M to come over. And then right after that, James Bond confronts Elektra. And he's like, you and Renard are in cahoots. Like, you told Renard about my shoulder injury. He said the same thing that you said.
He diagnoses her.
Oh, so yeah, he said, "Oh, you have Stockholm syndrome because you fell in love with your kidnapper." It's a very common thing. First of all, Stockholm syndrome is not really a thing. Do you know this?
Yeah, I feel like I've heard this before. Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love. I'm not gonna get too much into it. There is a One in Crime episode about this. You should list it. I think it's called Stockholm syndrome or something like that. But they pretty much go through the story of why it is called the Stockholm syndrome. So basically, in Stockholm, there was this bank robbery where the bank robber ended up taking hostages all the people in the bank. But the robber wasn't like completely evil. He was kind of over his way over his head. He kind of he didn't want to do all that, but he felt like corner, and he wasn't actually hurting anyone. He was kind of charming and that kind of stuff. The Stockholm police fucked it up so bad that the people that were kidnapped felt bad for like themselves and for the robber, but they was mostly like they were calling the police out. They were like, "You fucked it up. You put us all in danger. Like it was your fault." So what did the Stockholm government do? Or I'm saying Stockholm government, but where's Stockholm? Is that Switzerland?
Yeah.
Ah,
I think so. Or Sweden.
what do they do? They're
Stockholm,
like,
Sweden.
yeah, Sweden. Yeah. They're like, no, we didn't fuck up. What actually happened is this phenomenon we just discovered where the people actually fall in love with their kidnappers. So actually, we did great. The victims are just crazy. Stockholm syndrome.
So you're saying that they weren't for the bank robber, they were just against Stockholm.
Yeah, they were just, oh, you guys fucked up so bad. And like, oh, you poor people. You just fell in love with the robber. So Stockholm syndrome, not a thing. It's just one of my favorite facts. So Electra kind of has a weak explanation for all of this. She's like, well, you had a sling in the funeral. People could have seen you. And then she waves away the quote, whatever. And she kind of like, oh, I have M coming here. So the whole thing is that Electra wanted M to be there. In the background, you still see Dr. Christmas around. And they're like, why is she there? There's really no reason for her to be there. But then they kind of like find out that Bernard went to the pipeline to the King branded pipeline, and they're in this, what do they call it, like a service drone or whatever, and they put the bomb there. Somehow Bond realizes the bomb is in the drone.
Yeah,
and
they
then,
like split the bomb up in half, and they take one half to destroy King's pipeline, and then the other half they'll use later.
But we still don't know that it's half. Like they still think it's a whole bomb.
Yeah.
So James Bond is like, well, is there another service drone? Like, yeah, and then, all right, Dr. Christmas, come with me because you're the nuclear physicist expert, apparently. Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
So they're in this little pod. I remember this pod from the trailer. I thought it was, it looked very cheesy. It looked very 90s graphics, but it was a cool little sequence. This was a few years after Mission Impossible 1, and they had a very similar tunnel scene. Maybe this, I'm trying to guess where Bond stole things from that were the cultural zeitgeist of the era. Maybe this one was one of them. While they're in the tube, in the pipe, they catch up to the bomb, and then Dr. Christmas is defusing the bomb, and then they realize it was only half the bomb, and James Bond's like, let it go, let it explode. So he kind of realizes that they're trying to set them up so they can kill James Bond and Dr. Christmas, but they almost defused it, so it wouldn't have worked anyway.
Yeah.
So it explodes, and then I had to rewind this part a little bit because it explodes, makes it look like Dr. Christmas and James Bond died, But Anne's reaction wasn't that, oh no, Bond died. It
Yeah,
was
she
like,
was just kind of
did
like,
she? Huh?
she was in disbelief, I
No,
believe.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
like the song wasn't like dramatic enough, or like I would have
Mhm.
liked if maybe it would have seemed like he actually died, but it was very clear that he didn't to us.
Yeah.
Um, and then out of nowhere, Electra was like, "I want to give you something." Because she, when this is happening, she nods to one of her goons
Mhm.
and then gives the pin of his father, and
Yeah.
she's like, "I didn't want him to die with the actual pin because it's too
Mhm.
valuable." And then this is evil guy monologue, so she actually was evil.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
learn earlier, before James Bond goes on this little escapade, he has a quote that has stuck with me because of how amazing it is. Suppose the inside man turned out to be an inside woman.
Oh
And I was
yeah,
like,
that was
are you
good. That was good.
transvestigating? Like, what are you doing? Like, shut the fuck
That was
up.
good. He was like, women can be bad guys too, you know.
Yeah.
Progress.
Equality.
Uh, so M is captured,
Mhm.
and then she has hit this little spat with Renard, the bad guy, and he puts like a little clock just
Mhm.
in the same, not the same room, but like in the same place, and but M is in like a little cell. She's trying to get the clock. I think right before this is when we see James Bond and Dr. Christmas saying that, oh, Electra wanted us killed. Now she thinks we're dead.
Mhm.
Uh, then they go off, but we don't really know what's happening there.
Yeah.
We get this scene between Renard and Electra that I actually really liked. I think this was
Mhm.
well acted.
Mhm.
It was a little hammy and cheesy because it's still James Bond, but
Mhm.
we see the dynamic shift because we think that this is Stockholm syndrome.
Mhm.
She's in power, she's the victim,
Mhm.
and he's pretty much abusing her. But we kind of here realize that no, actually, she's using him.
Yeah, she fucking Uno reverse card that bitch.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and you believe it, like
Mhm.
oh yeah. I did write down here, sexy eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Ice. She ices. Wait, hold on. She ices his hand. He basically is like trying to figure out. Renard is trying to figure out if Electra and Bond fucked, and she's like, yeah. And then he punches something. He has a piece of glass stuck in his hand. She grabs ice. She pulls out the piece of glass. She ices his hand. I don't know. I don't believe there's any sort of like. This isn't a burn. This is like a open wound. The icing is not going to help. And then they use the ice for foreplay.
Sexy eyes.
Yeah.
I did
Even
like
though he
that.
probably can't feel it, so whatever.
He can't feel, but I did like that she said, "Remember pleasure," and then she was pretty much offing herself, like getting off, not offing herself, getting off herself. But it was like you don't have to feel, but you just remember it, and
Yeah.
that was a little tragic. I kind of felt for them a little bit there.
Yeah.
Earlier in the scene where it was Electra and James Bond, there was also sexy eyes, but it was very crunchy eyes.
She loves ice.
She loves eyes.
Yeah.
Don't kink shame. That's her thing. And then this is where Bond goes to see Valentin. Valentin, am I saying his name wrong? How do you call him? Surkov?
Zukovsky.
Tchaikovsky. Yeah. This is where Bond goes to see Tchaikovsky or Valentine, whatever. Oh yeah, right before this, you see trying to reach the clock, the watch thing. We don't know why, but she's doing that.
Yeah, because Renard
I don't
told
know.
her earlier, he was like, you'll be dead at noon tomorrow. And so she's like,
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why the clock was there in the first place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're Tchaikovsky's little dock thing, and he opens the door. You see sexy Denise Richards just in the couch, and he's like, "Oh, ha!" And then behind the door there was James Bond with like a henchman or something. James Bond trying to get information out of him, like, "Are you working with Electra?" The whole thing in the casino was just she was paying you for something. I want to know. This is where we know. Well, a little bit after this is where we know about his nephew in the Navy and the submarine and all that. But this is where we get the helicopter with the chainsaw. I fucking love this. That was great.
It went
It was
on
great.
for way too long.
It was so good. Like I can see this as a stunt show in Universal. Like
That's so funny. Yeah.
this whole thing, like the cars gets like first of all the whole building gets split in half, and then the car. R.I.P. that BMW. It lasted for a whole minute, and then it just got split in half. Nothing happened. There was no car chases. Like
No.
there was just very little car action, which I kind of was surprised by it. So yeah, it's James Bond versus helicopter with a chainsaw, or you call it man versus helicopter with a chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
And then James Bond kind of shoots at a gas line or something, or a propane tank, and then shoots a flare gun. I had to rewind to see what he shot at because it wasn't super clear because everything was really dark. And then the helicopter explodes, and around here, Sakarovsky, or whatever his name is, falls into a vat of his own caviar that he's been just saying about how wonderful it is, and he was about to drown in his beluga caviar. It didn't look like caviar. It looked like oil.
It looked like oil, which would have also been very fitting for this movie.
Yeah. The oil thing wasn't like a big thing, really. It was like it was just kind of like it could have been oil, it could have been natural gas. Like, it was just something to be inside the pipe, but it wasn't really oil.
No.
I think this is where around the time that you get inkling that Bullion betrayed Valentin, because he's like, oh no, I bumped my head or something. But he's the one that called Elektra to kill them. And then after this, we're in, where are we?
Like Maidens.
Yeah, we go to Turkey.
Yeah, you're right.
We go to Turkey, and then we got the submarine. Again, very classic James Bond things. Because you get Renard talking to the submarine.
He poisons everybody on the submarine. They all die.
He does?
Yeah, because he was like, oh, I've brought y'all like some refreshments. And then you come back later and everybody's dead because he poisoned
I didn't get that. So the people that James Bond was fighting in the submarine was just like his minions? Oh, I missed that. Yeah, there were a lot of things that happened. Like, it just happened, and whatever.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, okay, cool.
You get this little scene between Elektra and M, and Elektra was like, "You let me to die," blah blah blah. And here's the clock, and then puts the clock that M was trying to grab the whole time right in front of her. And then M immediately dismantles the clock and uses the electronics to spark up the tracker somehow, because she's amazing. That's why.
Yeah, women in STEM.
I like that M. You never forget that she's a spy. Like, M is a spy. She knows shit.
First and foremost, you know.
Yes. Because James Bond at this point was with in a little headquarters with Valentin and the minion and stuff. And Valentin brings a briefcase. James Bond spots it, and I know here. Oh, secretary lady died, because the briefcase was next to it, just a lady typing, and then it explodes. And then you see Valentin kind of like knock over. You think he's dead, but he's not. But after Christmas, and James Bond get captured. Oh yeah, you do see everyone died. I completely missed everyone in the sub dying. So this is, I think kind of the whole plan now. So the plan is, or maybe a little bit later, but the plan is that Renard's going to sacrifice himself and explode the nuclear bomb and explode the whole city that they're in Turkey. And that's going to somehow force all of the oil just to go through the King pipeline and nowhere else.
Yeah, when this bomb goes off near the city, it will destroy the other three pipes. The other three pipelines.
Yeah. And the King was the only one. Okay, gotcha. So Elektra is using Renard for all of this.
She's a businesswoman.
She is a businesswoman. This is power to women. This whole movie.
Right?
Really good torture scene here. Because you get this contraption where you have James Bond's neck, and then she's kind of cranking, and there's like a thing pushing his vertebrae slowly, and eventually kill him.
It'll break his neck.
Really good torture acting by Pierce Brosnan here too.
Yes.
She's saying that, oh, you love me. He's like, yeah, whatever. And he's like, one last screw.
Very funny.
If that was his last words, perfect. Luckily, who comes to the rescue? Valentine. I love how he's just wobbling around, because he's a big guy in his cane, and then just shooting people. Nobody shoots at him. He has plot armor.
Yeah.
And he even, like, the minion that betrayed him, he's like, oh, boss, I'm glad you're alive. He's like, yeah, me too. And he shoots him. That's so satisfying.
Amazing.
Yeah. Goes to the room where Elektra is torturing James Bond, and he's like, give me the cat, I think. Okay, he says, I'm looking for he does say, I'm looking for a submarine as big as black or something like that. I missed it. Before this whole thing, Elektra tells James Bond, I could have given you the world. And James Bond says, the world is not enough. This is where he says that line. Apparently, family motto.
Yes.
Anyway, so Valentine is there. Elektra shoots Valentine, and Valentine, his cane was a gun, and then shoots at Bond. Elektra thinks that he shot at Bond, but really he just shot off his handcuffs.
Yeah, because that was the one last screw, because he was about to get out of the handcuffs. Oh my god! Did you think he was actually gonna fuck her? No.
No, the screw. I thought they were talking about the screw in the back. She was the mechanism was a screw mechanism.
Yeah, I guess.
I thought that was.
It's very layered.
I also like the other one, the other option too. I like your option too.
So really quick fun fact here. So Zukovsky saves Bond's life with a bullet from his modified walking cane. In GoldenEye, it was revealed that Zukovsky walked with a cane because Bond shot him in the leg during the Cold War. This means that if Bond hadn't shot him, Zukovsky would never have been able to save him.
Nice.
Big picture, full circle.
I want to see GoldenEye. I want to see the Bond movies again, all of them. I think there's only like 4. There are not that many.
Of Pierce Brosnan's?
Yeah.
I think it's 4.
So James Bond gets free, and then Elektra's like so cocky, like, you're not gonna hurt me. Look at me, I'm beautiful. And he's like, call off Renard. There's so many names, I'm not gonna remember. Call off Renard. And she's like, no. He kind of yells. He goes mean Pierce Brosnan. And she's like, she doesn't call him off. He's like, go ahead. And Bond kills her. I kind of liked it. Like, fuck that. Yeah. Again, it would have been better if we could get a little backstory, or maybe there were feelings there and he felt betrayed. Like, that could have been a little bit better. Bond goes after Renard in the sub, and then we get this whole Mission Impossible Final Reckoning type sequence in the submarine where it's again Dr. Christmas. Oh yeah, Dr. Christmas is in the submarine, so Bond goes and rescues her. Why was he there? I don't know. We get a whole scene of James Bond trying to get the submarine up, but then he says he goes down, and then the submarine like does a flip, and then you get a lot of flooding. Really cool sequence, really cool set pieces again. Do you think that went on for too long too?
Yes. Specifically the part with trying to stop Renard, because they knock him down. Like, Bond knocks him down like 5 times. And like the guy still gets up because he can't feel pain and he's strong. But it's just like at one point Bond like falls, and it seems like he like really hurt his back. But like because he like is laying there for a really long time, but it's not clear like how he hurt himself. And the ADR in the sequence was also pretty shitty.
So bad.
It was way too quiet at some point.
This whole movie ADR was really bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you could have told me that they thought this was like a space sequence because everything was so quiet. But yeah, no. But I do like how they stopped Renard.
Yeah, because Renard's trying to overload the nuclear fusion thing. I don't know. It's a nuclear sub, and that's how he's gonna detonate. Because he only had half of a nuclear plutonium core thing, so that was the other half. So he was putting this like big rod in the middle, and then James Bond pulls a lever, magic lever, whatever, and then the back of Renard gets impaled by the core thing.
Yeah.
When they were fighting, Bond tells him that Elektra is dead. And then when Renard dies, he's like, she's waiting for you. And you can kind of see Renard kind of like, oh, fucking finally.
Yeah. He's ready to die.
Yeah. And then, they escaped the submarine through a missile chute. Just like Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible, that's how he escaped the submarine there too. I am not shitting you.
So funny. Everybody's just copying from everybody.
100%. And nobody said this. I don't think anyone has thought about this movie in years. Then what happened? I think that they get rescued. They're in the top of a building celebrating. And then you get cut to M and the whole team trying to find them. And they're like doing this satellite thermal imaging thing. They find a car, and then they find like the people are in orange, and then you see James Bond. Like you see a figure, in bed and like, oh, I think there's James Bond. Why is he's red? It's getting redder. Where is Dr. Christmas? And you see another leg pop around. And then you end with the perfect line. James Bond said, I thought Christmas only came once a year.
So
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, no. It was a fantastic ending line. I think Pierce Brosnan is an amazing James Bond because even though he said all of these incredibly cheesy lines, I was like, nah, he pulled it off. Like, this is good. Like,
and it's because
serious.
He doesn't know he's in the comedy. That's
exactly.
why.
Yeah. So in the early stages of production, my final fun fact, there's a plan for Elektra to survive and for this movie to conclude with James Bond visiting her in the hospital while she recovered from Stockholm Syndrome. This proposed ending did not test well, thank God, and it was scrapped. So,
good.
Love that.
Because I like that she was in power. Like, because it wasn't Stockholm Syndrome.
No.
Like, she became, like, the villain, and I kind of like that. See, girl power.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? See? Is it better? Is it better now?
No, not at all. But I feel good.
All right, let's get into the awards.
Yes.
We got 3 awards. We got Best Actor Ever, Worst Actor Ever, Best Scene Ever, and there's a lot of good scenes. Best Actor Ever.
Best Actor Ever goes to Robert Carlyle for the role of Renard.
Yep.
I
like it.
He was, I mean, of course, Pierce Brosnan is fantastic, but like the villain, like he was so good. And I know him from Once Upon a Time, the TV show about magical people.
It took me a minute to wait. That's Rasputin,
right?
Because I know him from Stargate Atlantis, and I know him from The Full Monty. So, but yeah, I've seen Once Upon a Time. That's a good show. I'm gonna give it to Pierce Brosnan. I have to.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Really good. Yeah, like you said, cheesy lines, but he pulled it off. He was just he is James Bond.
Yeah.
Why did you get chills or shivers?
Sorry, sometimes that just happens. I just get chills.
Pierce Brosnan acting was so good. You kind of like got chills. Like, oh, oof.
I'm faint.
So handsome. Worst actor ever. Can I guess?
Richards.
Yep.
Shocker.
Yep. Shocker. Just because I'm a contrarian, I'm gonna give it to Ulrich Thomsen, aka Davidov. It was bad. Like, obviously Denise Richards, like, high profile, and she was bad, but I feel like it's a little unfair because most James Bond girls are that level of acting. Like, they have been always, and they still are. I think Denise Richards just was, it was the late night. It wasn't good to celebrity women at all.
Well, I think they also, intentionally casted her to get a younger audience, like, pulled in, like you, right?
And
at the time.
Worked.
But she, like, her predominant, like, stardom is modeling, right? Like, it's not at all acting. Whereas I feel like they usually pulled actors.
The best Denise Richards in any movie is Starship Troopers, and she's great in that movie because that movie is supposed to be hammy and cheesy. But so is this one. Here's the thing. This is a comedy. I think Denise Richards thought this was a serious role. I mean, I don't think, we know that she thought it was a serious role.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that every time you see a James Bond movie, the actress is going to say, I'm not like the other James Bond girls. I'm different. It's always every single movie.
Crazy.
Yan Yo on the next movie actually is, I like her a lot as James Bond. Because he wasn't really a James Bond girl, but she was kicking ass in that movie.
And Halle Berry is also known to be a fantastic Bond girl.
Don't like Halle Berry as a Bond girl. Crazy. Controversially. I just don't. I don't know why I don't like Halle Berry. She's very attractive, obviously.
Yeah.
I just don't like her, and I have no good reason for it. She's a great storm. She is a great storm.
Yes. Yeah. Should we get into best scene ever?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna give it to the skiing scene, just because I think it was really cool. That's it.
Yeah. I'm gonna get into the submarine sequence. We didn't get too much into it, but the whole sequence was perfect, and it was so good that 25 years later, Mission Impossible copied it. I really want you to see that Mission Impossible movie, the last one, so you can, like, it's like almost beat by beat.
That's so funny.
But yeah,
I love that.
And it had really good set pieces. So yeah, I loved it. So Casey, based solely on this movie, was 1999 the best year ever for movies?
No.
I was hoping for a yes.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
We
I
you
can't
know
do
what?
it.
We have rarely disagreed this time around. We have agreed on most movies, I think.
Yes.
It hurts me a little bit because I love this movie. It's not the best James Bond movie, and that's definitely not the best Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie, but it's a solid one. I like how grounded it was. I like that they tried to be more true to the character of James Bond. I really want you to see the next one because it just goes off the rail. It's so dumb.
So
It's
funny.
bad, but it's great also.
Okay.
Oh man. I think we need to see what we're gonna watch next week. 99.
Ooh.
The End of the Affair.
Let's see.
Oh,
shut the fuck up. Let's do it. It's Ralph Fiennes and Julianne Moore.
Oh, fuck yeah. Which also, Ralph Fiennes is the next M after Dame Judi Dench. He takes over as M.
That.
So it is meant to be. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Why is it so low? You know what? It sometimes just people don't remember movies, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be a bad movie. So yeah, next week's going to be The End of the Affair with Ralph Fiennes. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. Goodbye.
Bye.
Who is your James Bond? We'd like to know. You can email us to bestyeverpod@gmail.com. DM us to bestyever_pod on Instagram. Please also follow us on YouTube, and you can leave comments there. We do regularly post shorts, and we have our full episodes up there too. But as always, please follow us, rate, subscribe on Apple Pod, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast.